of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. These are the times of the Gentiles, which we know as Europeans, etc. These are their times still. That's why they rule it everywhere. But even the Gentiles cannot settle the controversy that's in Zion. That's why that won't be settled until the Lord come back, or what we read in Obadiah 1:21. Savior is going to come up on Mount Zion. Why Mount Zion? Because that's where Esau is hanging out, to judge the mount of Esau. And the kingdom, he said, shall be the Lord. The kingdom going to be the Lord's from then on. It's going to belong to the Lord from then on. But now, let me see, they working on the stream. I'm not sure, but in the meantime, let's going to go a little further. Let's, so they got it back up on, I see it back up. So we apologize. But I'm going to take a question on the phone now. We haven't got to you guys yet. So we on the phone, and we want to see who got a question on the phone. Anybody on the phone? Oh, I heard some people on the phone. Oh, okay, nobody got none. Okay, that's fine. So we had a problem with the stream. Yeah. Who is that? Anybody got a question on the phone, you can ask it at this time. Just state your name and your city. First name only is fine, and your city, and then you can ask your question. If not, we're going to move on to back to either YouTube or Facebook if we don't have nothing. But we lost the phone, that died out, and then it looked like we lost the stream. But we back. Okay. Okay. So we kind of took care of that Obadiah question. We had some other questions. Let me see if we can see the other question that we had on the previous stream. Okay. We had some more questions, but they might not be with us, but they can watch this later if they disappear.
Israel Soldiers of Christ on YouTube.
Yeah.
Peace, Brother Elijah. Can you please explain Revelations 12 and verse 11?
Revelation 12 and verse 11.
And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb. Who are they referring to? Who are they referring to?
Oh, okay. Yeah, Revelation 12 and verse 11. And I was supposed to, somebody else asked me that. One of the teachers did, Brother Stan, I think. And I never did get back to him. But I've heard it. I've heard about it. So, Revelation 12 and verse 11. Let's see. Revelation 12 and verse 11. Go ahead, read. Revelation 12 and 11.
And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto death.
Okay.
Unto the death.
So I understand this. This is a tough question. Usually I don't really deal with it. I don't really try to explain it because it's just not, a lot of scriptures to deal with it on. Anything you really deal with it on, it's going to be a little circumstantial. So he said, they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. But so when you back up is where the issue kind of come in at, and that gets a little hairy, I'll say, with this chapter. So let's just back up because it starts pretty much this language at verse 7. Pick it up at Revelation 12 and 7 and go ahead and read down.
And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon fought and his angels.
Okay, so we talking about something going on in heaven. And usually when you get to stuff like this, brothers and sisters, one thing you should realize that stuff like this is above our pay grade. It's not nothing we ever seen. How do you, first of all, I like to ask people that question. How do angels make war? What do they got? I don't think they got guns and bombs. How do angels make war? One angel can destroy the whole world. One angel went down there. I'm going to show you that. Isaiah, the 36th chapter. So it's war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought, and the dragon fought and his angels. And that's when the dragon got kicked out and his angels got kicked out with him. But I'm just showing you what one angel could do. We talking about angels fighting angels. Matter of fact, a third of the angels got kicked out. So Isaiah 36, and we're not going to be long. We're going to go right back to Revelation 12. Isaiah, actually 37, since we're here. 36. Isaiah 37 and 36. Isaiah 37, I know he's going to go back to 36 chapter, so I had to stop him. Isaiah 37, verse 36. Read it.
Then the angel of the Lord went forth and smote in the camp of the Assyrians 185,000.
100. Now, so angels know how to do some killing, but this flesh and blood.
Right.
Then the angel of the Lord. It said the angel of the Lord. Didn't say 2, 3, 4. The angel of the Lord went forth and smote in the camp of the Assyrians. Because the Assyrians they the ones took the 10 tribes into slavery. And they was on the brink of knocking Jerusalem off. This king, Sennacherib, had his army surrounding Jerusalem. And he was talking big stuff, as we say. He was talking a lot of stuff, but Hezekiah was a servant of God. Hezekiah prayed and said, Lord, you hear him? You hear him now? So look out for us. And the Lord looked out. The Lord sent one angel, and it killed practically the whole Assyrian army. It said the angel of the Lord went forth and smote in the camp of the Assyrians 185,000. That's 185,000 soldiers. 185,000. Not 185. 185,000 men. And what happened?
And when they arose early in the morning, behold, they were all dead corpses.
They were all dead corpses. Somebody reported it, told what happened, but that was it. 185,000, one angel. So understand, when you talk about angels fighting angels, that's really something we can't really even comprehend right there. You can't comprehend that. But God said it's happening, so it had to happen. And what happened? Go ahead, verse 8. We're back to, I'm sorry, Revelation 12, where we should have been at. Go ahead.
All right. Revelation 12 and verse 8. And prevailed not.
So the dragon and his angels, that's where we left off verse 7. They fought, but they didn't prevail. Neither what?
Neither was their place found any more in heaven.
Neither was their place found any more in heaven. So they getting the boo. Go ahead.
And a great dragon was cast out.
The great dragon, which is who?
Satan. That old serpent called the devil and Satan.
That old serpent called the devil and Satan. That old serpent. He was called the serpent in Genesis, the 3rd chapter. Called the devil and Satan. Go ahead.
Which deceived the whole world.
And he deceived the whole world. Go ahead.
He was cast out into earth, and his angels were cast out with him.
And his angels were cast out with him. So that's what we're talking about. Go ahead.
And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation.
Now this is a loud voice in heaven saying, now has come salvation. Go ahead.
And strength, and the kingdom of our God, and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night.
It say the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. Go ahead.
And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb.
And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb. Go ahead.
And by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto death.
And they loved not their lives unto the death. So that question comes up of who overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. They loved not their lives unto death. So that question comes up because, previously we was talking about this war in heaven and all of this. So it's definitely talking about angels fighting angels and etc. So then the question is, well, who loved not their lives unto death? So that can only be men, but I wouldn't necessarily say that point blank. That's why I usually just leave it alone. But I just show you a side of the coin, because we know that men have to overcome him by the blood of the Lamb. They have to overcome the devil. We know that. But you have to remember, again, angels are above our pay grade. So do angels, did they have to overcome them? Well, a third didn't. Third of the angels didn't overcome them. They fell prey and got kicked out with him. But what about the other ones? So the point is, as much as, our mind might say, well, this don't have nothing to do with angels. First of all, it was talking about angels fighting angels. So I know our natural mind say, well, this can't be talking about angels because, they don't have to overcome. Well, how you know? How you know what angels got to do? How we know about how angels fight? So that's why I say I wouldn't limit this and say it don't have nothing to do with angels. That's why generally it's, I just generally read by it. But I give you a couple of things just to show you that angels still need what we need. They need what we need. So if we need to Jesus and the death of Jesus, well, hey, they're part of this in some kind of way. They need it too. They not exempt because angels got in trouble. Right. Angels got in trouble. Angels sinned. They did sin. So, so I wouldn't limit it. We know men need the Lord and need to overcome, need the blood of Jesus. But now, go ahead and read verse 12.
Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth.
So it's telling the heavens to rejoice. It's telling the heavens to rejoice. So that's who it's still talking about right here. It's telling the heavens to rejoice. Why is it telling the heavens to rejoice? Because the one that was up there wreaking havoc is gone. That's what it's saying. It's telling them to rejoice. It said, rejoice, you heavens. because we done got rid of this troublemaker. So obviously he was making trouble in heaven. Obviously he was making trouble in heaven. Or else he wouldn't have got kicked out. And the ones in heaven that didn't follow him, they had to be strong. Because evidently, again, we don't know too much about angels. That's above our pay grade. But evidently, angels got some free will. They get to choose because some chose to go and follow this guy. So evidently, like he said, you know, we see, but again, if you just try to work with it with our narrow mind and just focus on man, look, it's obviously bigger than this. Because I can't explain how angels fighting in heaven. I can't even explain that. So I can't figure that out. How they fight. What kind of weapons do they got weapons? I don't. You see what I'm saying? This is not something that you can just write off concerning the angels, because that's what we're talking about. So he said there, verse 12, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Then what?
Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea.
Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea. So rejoice heavens. Who in heaven now? Who in heaven? God and angels. So they can rejoice, he said. But woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea. Why?
For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath.
For the devil come down unto you, having great wrath. Go ahead.
Because he knoweth that he have but a short time.
And he knoweth he got but a short time. He know his time is limited. So that lets you know. Now again, we saw what one angel was able to do. Kill a whole Syrian army. The Bible say there's an innumerable company of angels. Back up to Peter though. This is 2 Peter, the first chapter, I believe.